Cash Nation, welcome back to a brand new video. So, it has been 2 days since I played Spyro 2. I beat it. And FY, this is a non-spoiler review. Not spoiled, okay? I know some y'all may have not played it yet. Got your hands on, that's fine. Non-spoiler review. We're talking specific vague details about the story, characters I didn't like, but again, in vague details, okay? So number one, overall, loved the story. Okay, I love the story. I love what we got out of it. I love certain arcs, if you will, that came to light that were fleshed out fully. I love both the villains. I love Kraven. I did enjoy Venom as well. We won't get into detail about that either. And most importantly, I appreciated the ending as well. Okay, now I have a couple of, like I said, issues with it. The only thing I would say is that I wish there was more enemy type, if you will. And I'll get to that more into that in my spoiler review, I promise. But I just want to say right now, I wish there was more enemy types involved in the game. For those of you who played it, you know what I mean. The first half and the second half, just one kind of enemy, if you will, besides Kraven and Venom, of course, okay? Two is this. I want to say this right now. I feel like some of the Miles Morales missions in this game, even a little bit story-wise, had a bit of a pacing issue to it. And again, like for example, right, like there is a mission where he has to help a lady out with the museum, and this is not a spoiler by any means. This is just a side quest, if you will. And I feel like we didn't really need that mission specifically. It only had one purpose, which was to show off a specific thing that you can do in the game. And I just really feel like the worst pacing happened, we got to Miles' parts, if that makes sense. Like, because Peter and his overall thing, you know, it was completely fast paced. It was on a constant projectile to go super fast, constant things happening, constant things going on, left and right. It was just, oh my God, crazy, you know? But to me, it felt like when we got to Miles specifically, it was kind of the trajectory slowed down a lot more. It was more slow, easy going, and it had the literal term of friendly neighborhood Spider-Man to it, you know? And like Miles is involved in the story. He is involved as much as possible as he can be. But I just feel like his specific part in the game, his own missions itself, I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan of. I really wasn't. I feel like they could have been done a lot better. Speaking of missions, and I'm gonna get probably hate for this. Wasn't a fan of MJ's missions. Can get into why, but just like the first game, and they do try to make the MJ missions better in this game, you know, with a specific thing that she can, you know, do now, of course. But I just wasn't a fan of MJ's missions that much. It's like every time we have to do an MJ mission, you just eye roll like, oh, right, here we go. Number 3, my third con about this game that I want to say is I wish we got more time with Harry. Okay. Now, I loved Harry's character in this game. I love the relationship we see between him and Pete and MJ as well. And I love the scenes we got with him 100%. I was like at first when I saw Harry in the trailers, I wasn't hooked at all. I was kind of like, kind of looks weird to me. The vibe feels off. But once you meet him, get time with him, get to spend time, you know, fully kind of flesh him out of the way, give him layers and stuff, definitely appreciated him a lot more. And I gotta be honest, I really enjoyed the scenes a lot. I enjoyed seeing him and Pete hang out, and I love just overall their scenes together. I mean, there's really nothing more I can say about it, you know? And I gotta say this right now. I loved, without giving anything away, I loved Harry's intentions, if you will. The things that he wanted to do, the ideas he had, you know, for him and Pete, let's just say. Again, didn't get into it. I really loved all of it. I ate up every scene he was in. I mean, I overall loved all the characters, but with him specifically, Harry specifically, I wish we got more of him. I wouldn't even minded some solo time with him, if you will. So again, to summarize my cons with Spider-Man 2 in the non-vague detail, number one, NJ missions still need to work or just take them out altogether. Number two, Miles Morales side missions itself, I felt like they slowed down the story, brought us to a complete halt overall, and I really didn't care to like. I didn't really care to play as Miles. Enjoyed the character, enjoy his dialogue, enjoy everything about the character itself. But specifically, when you play as Miles in this game with certain missions you do, again, spoiler review, talk about it more in detail. Specific missions, I just feel like they were a chore. I literally was like, oh, great, here we go. And I couldn't wait to get back to Peter. I really couldn't. I'd say about 4 to 5 missions in Miles' story specifically, I didn't like. I'll be honest, I didn't like. And if those wonder, was it because of Miles himself? Not at all. Had nothing to do with Miles' character. Miles was just perfectly fine the way he's written, the way he was. It's just the design of the mission itself to be seen very, very tedious. It was weird to me how we go from Peter and what he's doing, and then Miles what he's doing. It's like it was a nice balancing act, if you will, you know. But again, when Miles and Peter together, chef's kiss all around. Seriously, love seeing them together. Love seeing them as a team, if you will. Okay. And again, my third con is Harry. Harry, to me, I wanted more time with him. You do get some time. You do get a fair amount of time with him. I don't want to make y'all seem like, oh, okay, so when you get like what, a couple scenes, you get a good amount of time with him. Once Harry is introduced, which is very early in the game, if you will, you get a lot of time with him, a lot. But I wish we got more. I just do. If that makes the game longer but better, so be it, you know. So now it's time for my pros. I mean, let's be honest. Again, story, characters, writing, all of it was great. I especially loved how the side quests in this game with certain people involved, and I won't give away who. I loved it how there was a lot of things that were fleshed out. 'Cause normally when you think of a side quest, you think, okay, I gotta do this tedious thing, that tedious thing, and then maybe a cool boss fight, if you will, you know. And I loved how it basically it was a more enjoyable than it was a chore. If that makes sense for me personally. You know, I did 2 specific side quests in this game when I got to finish, when I'll upload later on the channel, with basically Mysterio, who was in the trailer, by the way. And I mean, it was fun to do the Mysterio side quest. It was, you know, was it a bit repetitive? Yes. Was the boss fight okay / decent? Yes. By the way, love the boss fight, all that. And especially with another character you see in the trailer, Wraith, which again I'll get in detail about in the spoiler review. But let's just say with Wraith's specific side quest mission, please do me a favor. Please, if you have not played the game yet and you're able to do a mission called The Flame, do it. Trust me, do it. I can't tell you why. Trust me, okay? Because I was one of the people, like, whenever I first heard about the side quests, I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't really care. I want to do the main story. But then I watched the Radbrad video or someone else's video doing a specific side quest, mainly the Flame. When I saw the end result of that mission, I was blown the freak away. Let me tell you. I won't tell you why, but just trust me. The Flame, Mysterio, the 2 side quests I've done so far, trust me, the Flame specifically, do it. You'll love me later for it, I promise. I really, really love Kraven as a villain in this game. Now, when we first get introduced to him, it's kind of limiting, if you will. But once you get more of him, and I won't go into anything about him, period, other than the fact that he steals every CD he's in. He is missing. He's evil. You cannot wait to see what happens to him at the end of this game. You cannot wait for whatever happens to him to happen. Let me tell you that much, okay? At first I was like, oh great, this guy is kind of like whatever, you know, but trust me, the more you see, the more you get, you're like, okay, I really hate this guy, especially with what he does to our characters in this game. He literally puts them through the ringer, I promise. It's really something. Like I enjoyed the fact that he's not a generic villain. He's not a one-dimensional villain. He has a bunch of layers to him. The more you play, the more you understand his motivation, but the more that you appreciate the writing that was done for him as well. Venom, it's funny because I said specifically that I was going to talk about this in a non-spoiler review, and it's really hard not to. It's really is hard to. All I will say is when he comes to the game, things go from 5 to 1,000. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's a tonal shift. I mean, he literally makes a grand entrance into this game. That's all I'll say, okay? Grand entrance. When he comes to this game, you feel it. You're like shaken by it and all that. He really, I mean, now, I will say this much. I wish they did more with him. And we're going to get to basically a news topic involving him later in another video. But again, with Venom specifically, I enjoyed what we got from him, but I wanted more. Okay? And by the way, let me just say this much right now. Let me tell you this much. Tony Todd, the voice actor for Venom, chef's kiss. Excellent job. I was one of the people that when I first heard him say we are Venom.
If I didn't ask you, can you do the iconic "We Are Venom" line for the camera?
Bring us all out. You want? No. Okay. We are Venom.
I think Comic-Con last year. I was like, oh, okay, it doesn't sound that good. Apologize for that one. I'm sorry. I take it back because with the effects added in the game, and not only effects as in just audio effects that did for his voice and all, brother, you can watch my gameplay. When I first started hearing his voice in the game, I was just gushing like a little boy on Christmas Day. I was like, I was so happy. Oh my god! Like, I pray he continues to be the voice of Venom. Nobody else. Tony Todd, perfect casting choice. Seriously, can I get enough praise? Okay. Now, the third thing I'll say is this: I love the suits in this game. I didn't wear a ton of them. I only wear a couple here and there. But I love the fact that we have a variety to choose from for both Miles and Peter. Some suits I didn't expect to see in the game. By the way, I was like, holy crap, that's in the game. Dope. Honest to God, dope. Also, I love the time we got with Harry and Peter. I also love Miles' story. I love Miles' arc, if you will, which again, I won't go into too much about it, but let me just say this much. I loved how everything to do with Miles is introduced and flushed out beautifully. It's executed beautifully. Things that they mention to you that you don't think are a big deal are just like, boom, boom, let's knock these two things out. Something you thought wasn't a big deal, there you go. I enjoyed my time with Miles. I enjoyed Miles more in this game than I did in Miles Morales. Okay? Being honest with y'all, I did. Okay? I love Miles' story from start to finish. I was so proud and happy with what I was hearing and seeing. And I love the fact that he has this amazing, beautiful journey to go on. With what his issues and his quirks and how he's trying to avoid certain things in his life, ultimately has to face it head on. And I love what they did with his story overall. I do. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I can take this much. If you enjoyed Miles a lot in Miles Morales or Spider-Man 1 even, you are in for a freaking treat with this game. Beautiful writing. Like, oh my god, right? Like, I was like, holy crap, they did it. Because I feel like the biggest thing that we all have fear of to Spider-Man, is it gonna feel the right wise? Is it gonna feel okay with both Peter and Miles? They do a great way to take care of both characters at once. I'll also say this much too: I loved this game more than Spider-Man 1. Okay, for those who are wondering, I enjoyed this game more than Spider-Man 1. I did. So, again, I will give this game, Spider-Man 2, a 9 out of 10, a top seller rating, which top seller means absolutely 1000%. If you own a PS5, use the money you can, earn the money, whatever you have to do, buy this game. I promise you, if you love story games, especially if you love Spider-Man as a character, you are going to legit love this game more than anything. Okay? You're going to come into this world, you're going to be amazed with what you see. Because this game starts off with a bang. It's like, holy guacamole, this is what we're going for. Gotcha. I'm all in. Let's do it. Let's just go for it, you know? So again, I love Spider-Man 2. I cannot wait for Spider-Man 3 and other possible spin-offs that may come in the future. And I enjoyed this game so much. In fact, I am going to play the New Game Plus when it comes out and literally platinum this game. Okay, that's a promise I'm making to you right now. New Game Plus and all that. But I post gameplay again? No, because it's new. It's just literally you have everything unlocked beforehand. We're doing the game again. You know, this game was freaking beautiful, amazing to play. I had very, very few to almost no bugs or glitches. I had a couple of glitches here and there, but nothing too crazy at all. Okay. So again, Spider-Man 2. We needed more time with Harry. We needed better missions for Miles, and we needed basically either no more MJ missions or better stealth missions for her. And overall, I wish we got more Amy types, and I wish to God that the pacing for certain parts of the game was a lot better. Okay, Kraven and Venom, wonderful villains. Story writing was all great and wonderful. Textures, everything was top notch in this game. Okay, so as always, enjoy these reviews and more. Grab one of these. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you for watching as always. Peace out, stay friendly. Have a good one, y'all. Stay tuned for my spoiler review coming out as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Peace.